In today's video, I am going to be breaking down some very simple and easy motion offenses that you can run with your team, and I would say most of these should be able to be ran with teams as young as even 11 or even 12 years old. So let's get down and let's check these out and see how they work and if they can work with your team. Anyways, really quickly, if you want a very simple basketball offense, make sure to go check out the complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below. So if you have either a big man who can play point, or if your point guard is just a bit taller than everybody else, this is a play that I drew up, that I've ran myself, and it's actually easy enough. I ran it with a U13 team, U14 team, as well as a U15 team. And basically what we're going to start with is we're going to have a pass over to player 5, and player 1 is going to cut. While all of that is happening, we're going to quickly pass down to player 2. When all of this happens, I now want an entry pass into player 1 from player 2. Obviously, if player 5 could make that pass, he can do that as well, but it's just a lot easier from player 2. As soon as player 1 gets the ball, he's going to land on 2 feet outside of the key, so there's no 3 in the key call, and player 4 is going to cut, the weak side wing. If he's open, definitely pass him the ball. That can get him an easy layup. If he's not open, he's going to cycle out and player 3 is going to cycle up. Strong side wing is then going to cut, and if he's open, you can pass him the ball. If not, he is going to clear out, and we're going to have player 3 sprint over and to that far wing with the ball side wing. Now player 5 is going to cycle out, and we are going to have a kick out pass to player 3. Obviously, if player 3 is open, that could be a shot. Player 1 could also score. There's opportunities there. And then we're going to cycle that ball around. So now player 3 is going to pass the ball to player 4. Player 1 is going to clear out to the corner. And then player 4 is going to be the one who passes the ball to player 5 and cuts. And then 5 could pass to player 1 or could pass to player 4. Again, it's just easier coming from player 1. At this time, weak side cuts and then fills out. If he's not open, player 2 then lifts. And then strong side cuts again. If he's not open, then player 2 is going to fill, player 3 is going to lift, and player 5 is going to then fill out. We're going to then fill or pass the ball out to player 2, and player 4 is going to fill out the opposite side. And then this can continue to go through, and you can continue to run this until, of course, the play is over. You get a turnover, which hopefully that does not happen, or you get a basket. I've also ran this play with a high school team, and with the high school team, this first weak side wing cutter was a lob pass the first 2 or 3 times, lob dunk 2 or 3 times of running this play. Now I call this a weak triangle motion, but we're going to pass over to player 3. Player 4 is going to go into the post, and player 1 is going to cut out towards that corner. When that pass happens, I want one of these options to happen. Pass to 1, pass to 4, or player 2 or 5 moving up, passing to player 2. This gives player 3 a lot of different options. If it's to player 4, there's options with that. If it's to player 1, there's options with that. But if we pass back to player 2, then we can pass over to player 5. Player 2 cuts to that corner, and player 4 now goes to this block. Player 3 then sprints up, player 1 pops up, and now we're back in the triangle. So at this point, this part of it is a motion back and forth, because you can continue to pass that ball back and forth, and the players continue to move like that. However, I want some scoring out of this. So, for example, if player 1 passes to player 3, we can have player 4 set the back screen, player 1 can cut and use that screen. He can cut in front or behind, doesn't necessarily matter. After he finishes cutting, player 4 is going to roll to the basket, and player 1 is going to then fill out, in case player 4 has an open lane for player 3 to pass to. Obviously, player 1 was an option when he was cutting. Player 4 is now a secondary option. While all of this happens, player 5 is going to fill that side, player 2 is going to lift up, and player 1 is going to lift up as well. Now, Player 3 passes to player 5. We are going to then have player 4 set that back screen for player 3, and he's going to then cut through. But he's not going to be going way out here. This is going to be a cut to the far post unless he's open to receive that pass. If he is not open, we're going to pass that ball around, and then player 2 is going to cut to this side. Player 5 fills, player 4 fills out. Now player 3 is the low post player. So essentially, we are running a couple of different set plays inside of a motion. And yes, this does work fairly good against a zone as well, but works deadly against a man-to-man defense. Now, one of my most favorite plays that I like to run is a double staggered down, but this is a double staggered continuous motion. So player 2 is going to be filling the top, and he is going to be obviously the first option. Player 5 is going to come off of that roll, and he could be another option. Player 1 is just going to pop to the 3-point line. Now, if the ball goes to player 5, he needs to score. If the ball goes to player 2, then now player 5 fills out. Player 2 passes to player 1. Player 4 and 2 set the staggered screen. And now player 3 pops off on this side. Player 4 again rolls. Now player 1 has multiple options. If he passes to player 4, that better be a score. If not, then he can kick it out for a 3. And if that happens, if we get that kick out and the play now breaks down, let's say he ends up not being open, you can go back and set up a basic 5-out pass cut, basic drive, kick, swing, whatever it may be. If you want a really basic offense or something that you can run after set plays, make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below. Anyways, I hope that these plays help you. Hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again in my next video.